Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of this week's episode of Van Helsing on Syfy, which is episode 10 of season 2 called Base Pair. So, yeah, I know this is about 2 nights late. I feel like I say that every video. I feel like I apologize at the beginning of every review I do, saying it's late. But, working a full-time work schedule now. And trying to keep up with other things as well as shows I'm watching in my free time and stuff like that. So it gets a little bit mixed up sometimes, but I always try to get to Van Helsing within the first couple days that I can, because the more the season goes, the more it's building a more well knit or a more intriguing story that I'm continually impressed by, honestly. There's more to all of this than I ever thought there was going to be, which is a compliment. It's unraveling in a really intricate way, and in a way that feels fast but not completely rushed either. Like with the older woman we meet in this episode, at first we're led to believe that's Vanessa's mother. But for me, it seemed a little bit too easy, a little bit too fast, and I was like, okay, this feels a little bit rushed, but then we find out it's not. We haven't met Vanessa's mother yet, if she's actually alive. So that kind of made up for it. I kind of skipped to the end there. But this episode I liked a lot, let me say. The past couple episodes have been good, but they've lacked Vanessa, Kelly Overton, so I was just very glad to see her again. This episode is completely centered around her and where she was held. No cutbacks to the rest of the group or anything, which I was fine with, because we've had 2 episodes without her. And she's our lead character, of course, so... we see the facility she's held at. It seems like it's connected to some of the red balloons we were seeing earlier in the season. We see a guy gets caught and basically devoured by a vampire. And that vampire seemed even more like primal and savage than some of the other ones. So that was a different opening for sure. Black Tech is the name of the organization, supposedly. We meet this guy. He's named Dr. Bruce. I think his name is Martin or something like that. But it's really odd because I thought he seemed familiar as well, and the show goes into that. We had seen him in the flashbacks, to Vanessa and Scarlet we had gotten in, a good few episodes ago. In probably my favorite episode of the season still, was when we found out about, Vanessa and Scarlet's connection and everything like that. I thought I'd seen familiar, and he was definitely, still too young looking to be passed off as the same person, but we find out that he's actually been conducting these experiments, and basically concentrated on different vampiric elements, basically. I'm butchering explaining it, but he basically just wants different traits of these vampires to use for his own means. But it's really not that simple either. He's not just like an evil mad scientist dude. They are trying to work towards some kind of solution. But whether that is a cure or whether that's some other way to have it done, they don't really seem as conflicted about. And they're definitely a more brutal organization than what we see at the beginning of the episode, because of how that older woman ends up handling Vanessa at the end. He's basically used different experiments to keep himself young, and he wants to find this elder. And he wanted to find Vanessa because he thought she was going to be the solution to perfect what he's been working on, but it turns out not to be exactly what he wanted. So now he believes, and he's trying to manipulate different situations in order to get Vanessa to find the elder, release him, and see what happens with that. Harvest some of that DNA. And we find out that, as we, sort of already felt, that this elder is, very ancient, very evil. We're starting to get more, supernatural type of layers to the show, not just like scientific, disease kind of thing. I still kind of hope that this elder is like Van Helsing's version of Dracula or something. He basically is already, if he's like this original one. You don't have to say Dracula or something, but bold prediction for how this is going to go. Maybe Dimitri catches up with all this and the elder ends up killing Dimitri or something, I don't know. but I don't think it's going to be as simple as Vanessa just facing this thing and, you know, killing it. That's not going to work. It's not just going to be like a straight up, you know, vampire fight, you know, like she's been used to with like the wild ones and stuff like that. Excuse me. And then there's also the guy who had been experimented on. He had volunteered supposedly because of this, you know, backstory of, you know, him being a school teacher, and then when the rising occurred, he had just ran, you know, and pretty much implied that he left all those kids to be, you know, killed and, you know, eaten and stuff like that. So he's carried that guilt with him for a long time, so thus he lent himself to what they were trying to figure out there. And Vanessa, of course, fights him, and, you know, apparently does, you know, successfully turn back into a human, as we thought, but at some point later, you know, he was just, you know, killed and used anyway. Supposedly not to her mom's knowledge, but, you know, at this point I have a feeling she probably knew what happened with that, too. She calls Vanessa Essa, you know, then, you know, sort of talks about herself, or, you know, her actual mother, as we kind of learn later. Do I think we're going to meet Vanessa's mother? I think given enough time, maybe, or at the very least we'll see flashbacks and actually get to see her face. I think Vanessa's mom will actually have dark hair or something, I don't know. Anyway, this is a really good episode. I liked it quite a bit. They make it look like Vanessa might be, you know, killed at the end of the episode, which I was a little bit surprised by. I don't think Vanessa's dead, you know, no. But, you know, she gets shot in, like, the chest or, like, the throat area or something, and, you know, she gets shot again right at the end, and it cuts to black, because the woman doesn't think they need her anymore, because they're just going to go after Scarlet at this point, thinking she'll be easier to get into with what they want. I also found the book to be pretty interesting, that Vanessa had found. You know, supposedly it belonged to her mother, but, you know, I think it may also have connections to Abraham Van Helsing, perhaps. But yeah, I really also liked the lighting in the room with, you know, we've seen the outside, the mountains and the snow and everything. You know, it's a CG, you know, background kind of thing, but I still thought it looked nice, and Kelly Overton's acting was really on point in this episode as well. And can you believe there's only 3 episodes left in this season? Z Nation just got renewed for Season 5, which is cool. But I really hope Syfy does give Van Helsing a 3rd, because there's just a lot more story to be explored here. And I know it's really going to move at a pretty good pace for the last few episodes here, but I still think it's definitely worthy of continuing their story as much as they can. Next week's episode, I'm not sure if it's going to have Vanessa or not, which bugs me, because we just got her back, and yeah, I don't think she's dead. Don't try to convince me she's dead. I'm still saying Julius is alive. But it looks like next week he'll be pretty Muhammad and Sam-centric, which is fine. You know, I like that. Sam's creepy as fuck. But I just hope we see Vanessa before the finale, maybe in the last, you know, 2 episodes total, you know, but... So, yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I'm rating it about a 9.1 out of 10. I liked it. It definitely gives us more to go on, while also giving us more questions. So, yeah, you know, feel free to talk about any other element of the episode you want. I'd love to discuss it more. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. And, peace. Also say hi to... also say happy birthday to Roland, who plays Scab on the show. You know, really awesome guy. He's been, you know, way supporting my videos. That's really surprised and humbled me a lot. So, yeah, give him a shout out, and peace.